Oh, good God. Al Crow, how you doing? Did you see this video I did, Renee, of this kid that said that asked his mom if she was alive in the colonial times? Yeah, she's 41. She was born in 86. And he said, when you were 10 years old, was that the colonial times? And she goes, I grew up with the internet. And she goes into all of this stuff. He goes, okay, how about when you were 1? Was that the colonial times? No, you little shit. He's like 10 or something. Maybe less than that. Less than that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Remember when Maggie said to me, you were born in the 1900s? Mm-hmm. 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 Right? Fuck out. Fuck out. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. If everybody could please tap the fuck out of the screen and tap the fuck out of the heart, it helps boost the live. Let me just check out my emails here. What are they? Whoa, what is this? The tree company sent me emails for me and your mom, just letting me know that they will remind us one day in advance. So because of that, they can't give us a tentative service date or time. I already knew that. No, no, I haven't reached back out to them. Haven't reached back out to them since I signed the contract. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Is your name Bobby Sweatpants? Fucking embrace that shit, man. Okay, it is 58, 8:58. Let's get ready to. You're out of studio, right? In my studio? Huh. So that you did an A/B test with a new thumbnail that had like cloud like comment bubbles look almost cartoonish. That one did better than the other one. It was like 54, 47, or some shit like that, somewhere in that range.
So I did that one day where I got a bunch of them. Okay. And then the next day we saw that they were doing pretty well. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep asking it to do these. And then every one that they did after that was fucking awful.
Really?
It was terrible. And they were like shoving all these, and I was like, why the fuck can't it just?
So Claude did that.
And so then I was like, oh, I'm stopping because it was so. I literally, they said, like, do you want me to give you another thumbnail? And I literally responded, no, they're so awful, I can't even use them. And I went, okay, I'll stop giving them to you. Like, how come you just can't give me the ones you were going to give me? And then I was with pictures because I only have like 3 good pictures of you. So I need to ask Lisa to screen grab some more, or I need to sit and screen grab some more. It just pain in the ass.
Hello, Tom. Love your work. Thank you very much. All right, let me release these videos real quick and we can get to talkifying. I don't, lady, what is, what, I don't, what are you asking? Let's see. Okay, what's going on here? All right, you said your eye. Okay, here we go. Visibility, private, fine. Give me 1 second. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 19 to 23. Okay. Was just watching a video of you and Canadian Joe. Healthcare, the bane of my existence. My newborn son is 1 month. I just started a new job at Tailored Tales Grooming, and honestly, I need $45 and we'll send back. Lady, I'm sorry, I don't just send people money. I understand what you're saying, and I don't know you, so I don't do that. I would have 10,000 people asking me for $45 for baby formula. If you truly are in a jam, I am deeply sorry. I hope you get the help you need, but without knowing you and just being asked, I just, it's why I don't share anybody's GoFundMe and stuff. You know what I mean? Because and here's let me just so that everybody understands why. A mutual of mine on TikTok a few years ago shared a GoFundMe page um of a person who said that he was a disabled veteran that was losing his house. And thousands of people sent money to this GoFundMe page. And then it turned out he was not losing his house, nor was he even a veteran. And so then it becomes like you put your name on that and people donated because you said so. You know what I mean? So I want to come to the USA. Yeah, it happens, lady Strace. It more than a few people have done it actually, where they go to a content creator that has a large following and says, "Hey, can you please share my GoFundMe page?" And then you do, and people donate because they trust you that you're sending them somebody that is truly in need of help. But scammers take advantage regularly. So Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Likewise, if you guys could please tap the screen, that would be greatly appreciated. How am I today? I got a little something in my stomach this morning that makes me not feel good. What the hell that means, I don't know. It does ruin it for the people that actually need the help. I have health insurance. I'm just cheap as fuck. Well, okay, what's going on with Courtney? I can't afford healthcare. Oh, okay. It's expensive. It's expensive. Do you not have healthcare, Courtney, through work, I'm assuming? Or is it even not affordable through work? Because for me, and I don't know if you're young or not, being 54, Renee being 50, and the things that we have going on, we can't afford not to have it. Because if something pops off on one of us without health insurance, that's game set match for us, economically speaking. I couldn't make enough fucking videos to pay for it.
Oh, the people of the internet. Yeah, you just better off cash pay. $200,000 heart attack would have been, down to 12,000.
We'd be filing bankruptcy every fucking year. You're self-employed, so are we, Courtney. Courtney, age bracket 20s, 30s. I'm sorry, I must have missed that if you said it. Hopefully you feel better before you have to leave next week. 30s. What's the noise? Um, yeah, hopefully I'm feeling better before Maggie has this fucking kid. They're gonna induce her on Monday if she makes it through the weekend. And I only say if she makes it through the weekend because she could obviously go into labor at any point in time. But if she does not go into labor over the weekend, then they are taking her into the hospital. Weird, fucking midnight. So like Sunday night into Monday morning midnight, she goes in. It's weird.
They're gonna give her a cervix softener.
And kind of move things along.
So you remember how Maggie's head was like cone shaped?
Mm.
Open.
Mm-hmm.
And so against that. So it just, which is also a sign for it to open. It's like knocking on a locked door.
Gotcha.
It'll start the pitocin in the morning, which is the opposite of what they did for me. They started my pitocin, and then they were like, "Well, wicker water, see if that helps," and then that gets everything floated. So they're going to soften her cervix, which her cervix is starting to efface anyway. So,
Well, I no, never mind. I just wonder if she's going to go through the same thing you went through, where she's going to labor for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then they're going to go, you know what, we're going to go take this kid C-section. And I, she's already amped up about the birth as is. Um, I know you're going to be in the room, and then you're at that point in time, you're just going to look at her and go, and this is exactly how you came into the world.
I mean, she said that. Okay, you want to go outside?
He just came back in.
Okay, that you're barking at me.
Maybe he does need to go back out. Maybe he just wants your attention. I love living in Canada. Great healthcare. Yeah, I wish we had it. We would lose so many doctors and nurses if we had universal healthcare. Do you think the government is truly going to pay them decent? They're going to pay them bottom dollar. But they pay them decent in every other industrialized nation. It works in every other country. You're good. You're in Pennsylvania and gas is $4.35. We're in the suburbs of Chicago, and the cheapest gas by us, and where we're at now. The suburbs of Chicago is a massive area, huge. We're in the far southwest area, and cheapest gas by us is $4.69. Diesel is $6, over $6. Small town in Iowa paying $4. Northern Wisconsin, $4.69. Man, my cousin is getting back to me with some delayed responses. I texted her yesterday evening, and how is Brad doing? She just texted me back, hurting.
Hey, back to Maggie.
Yeah. Oh, I know she's going to be.
Gavin, on the other hand, I don't know. Because he doesn't like seeing her in pain. So, not sure how we're going to make it through this birth, but.
It's because she got impregnated by a man that's very similar to her father.
What?
He is just like me. I couldn't stand to see you in pain. Your father had to hold me back from going into that delivery room when you were screaming.
Let's not talk about that right now, yeah?
Yes. So Carrie says, please tell Renee her eyebrows are perfect and she is beautiful.
Gary's wrong, but that's okay. Thank you.
Renee said, you a lying motherfucker. She didn't really say that. If you guys could please tap the fuck out of the screen, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's blow the live up into the For You page. Libya had universal health care, free education through college, no homeschooling, UIB. That's what our government killed. No, that's not why our government killed Gaddafi, but Canadians are paying well over $6 because of Trump. Yeah. Courtney says she tried to get pregnant, but it never took. Keep trying, Courtney. Happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is day 2 living as a 54-year-old. $4.60 a gallon. Does it hurt yet? Does what hurt yet? You're a kid? Not really. You're 62. Happy birthday. Thank you, Courtney. Do I like coffee? Can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it. Never drink it. 1479. Are you asking me my age? I'm 54. I just turned 54 2 days ago. Tea question mark? No, I don't really like anything brewed for some fucked up reason. I don't like coffee. I don't like sweet tea or like hot tea, Chinese tea, none of it. What blows my mind is I watch debates with MAGA. There's people outside the country who support this administration. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's insane to me that there are people in Canada and the UK and Germany that support this bucket of shit. Granted, the numbers are much, much, much smaller. I cannot live without coffee. Been drinking it since you were 2. I would be smoking a joint too if I didn't have to drive on the Eisenhower. That's probably why you should be smoking a joint. A joke, don't do that. Yes, Courtney, I do like root beer. No, it's not racist to say Chinese tea because there are Chinese teas. The fuck? There are also British teas I don't like. Does that make me racist? The fuck? Being a Gulf nation. Well, it's been declared. Oh, you're from Germany? Oh, no. You're watching me while you work? You is that what do you do for a living? Because your name says that you're golf reviews. Have you heard of butterfly PT? Nope.
I just heard that the other, like, yesterday. Something about, it's a Starbucks thing, right?
Fuck if I know.
Can I go outside? Northern,
No, I do not play Roblox. A couple of my kids play Roblox. Or no, it's does Tommy still play Roblox? I don't think so. They do that where you thing where you build the world, right? Minecraft.
down a little bit. I mean, that's more Nora's age bracket.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they what's it called again? Minecraft. That's what they do. Yeah, Minecraft, I guess, can be pretty neat until you build a pizza parlor in your world made out of wood. Or was the oven made out of wood? And then my son burned down his entire fucking village accidentally.
What happened was his whole world was a wood world. And then he decided to,
Yeah, I thought it
you
was
okay there?
Yeah.
And then he decided that he was going to make a pizza oven.
Yeah.
And then he came upstairs sobbing.
Yeah, because he burned his whole
He
fucking
burned
world
his
down. Yeah, but he
literally.
fucking
Yeah.
unhappy.
I don't
Do
think
you need these pink shoes?
at some point
Uh,
I need to put a bra on and stuff.
or you use your white shoes for that, don't you? When you work out in the morning.
I would use whatever shoe my inserts are in because I only have one pair of or one set of inserts.
What are we doing? My twin granddaughters love Roblox. Yeah, see, that's probably about the age bracket for Roblox. Somebody says, "What the fuck is Roblox?" I have no idea. It's some fucking game that kids play. Do I like shrooms? Once upon a time. You can't find any shrooms, Vincent? I'm not laughing at you. I wish you knew my guy. I went to my guy's house to get some herb, and he's like, by the way, and he pulls out what's gotta be a fucking 5 gallon bag of shrooms. Got plenty if you need any. And I'm like, it's like a fucking the bag is like fucking Roblox is full of old people pretending to be kids. Watch your grandkids, y'all. Full time job as a musician. Sell showers at Costco. Golf reviews is a side hustle I started during the pandemic. I haven't gone to your page yet. Have you gotten any traction here on doing on this page doing golf reviews? You have a guy still? Is it still legal in Illinois? Yes, it is still legal in Illinois. And yes, I still have a guy. Uh it's all quality. I go to the dispensary every now and again, but the guy's convenient. Still still coming up with some decent nuggies. This bag used to be a hell of a lot fuller, but not bad. I don't know if shrooms are legal or not here in Illinois. Golf reviews is that like you review the golf course. They're asking Laura, I get that a lot. My magic is on a separate channel. This channel is strictly golf content. Right on. I mean, keeping the two of them separate, but I was just wondering how long you said started the pandemic. Are you gaining any traction here? I had to go back. I can't see. No, you haven't said anything. Shred a little bit for pizza toppings. Why would I waste it in such a manner? Why wouldn't I just, you know, figure out a way to infuse the pizza toppings somehow, some way? So we have a Levo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Levo. That's a nifty little device. And who did I hear? Where are you at? Thought there was a cat right here. Jesus Christ. San Francisco, there are guided mushroom sessions. Hey, what are we doing? You're not fucking around with my stuff. Jesus Christ, stop it. You hear the birds? Your mom is out there feeding them. Your mom, I know you want to go hunt them, don't you? You want to go kill all the birds. You want to just like jump on their backs and dig right into the back of their fucking skulls, don't you? Because you truly are a hunter at heart. And now your mom's out there feeding those birds, and she won't let you outside to go hunt them because you won't ever come back. You'll just go kill birds for the rest of your life. And I can't have that because you're my cat. So yeah, unfortunately, you're trapped with us for the rest of your life. Sorry. Excuse me for a moment while I collect my rent. Okay. Seek life elsewhere. Mm-mm. None of our cats are outdoor cats. We have uh, coyotes, foxes, and a shit ton of hawks. No, you're not playing back there. Come on, get out of there. Infuse some oil and put that on top of the pizza. That's what I'm saying. So we have, if you guys don't know what a Levo is, it's an infuser. It's about the size of a decent sized coffee unit for the counter. And you can take your weed, it'll dry it for you, and then it'll infuse whatever medium you want to use. So Renee has made infused butter, and she makes or has made sugar for her coffee. So she has a little thing in there of infused sugar. No, we don't grow any. Um, Growing is still illegal for recreational purposes in Illinois. Not that that is something that is what's truly stopping me. It's just I would have to have a whole separate room in the house that I would be able to cordon off that I don't possess right now. Vincent, thank you very much for that. Because of the cats would just fucking eat the goddamn shit, and I don't have a greenhouse yet outside. So no growing yet. Maybe if we eventually get a greenhouse. But the state of Illinois, the law is if you're buying for recreational purposes, you can buy 1 ounce, you can possess 1 ounce. But oddly enough, you can go back and buy, oddly, every day you can go back and buy another ounce. Nobody's going to stop you. It's just if you get caught with multiple ounces, then you're gone. And you can grow no plants. If you have a medicinal card in Illinois, you can buy or possess 2 ounces and you can grow 5 plants. I enjoyed your videos from Toronto back again. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really don't want to go to work today. I don't want to put up with more stupid people living in a small town in Iowa. I don't have any advice for you in that. Um, this is my work. So I can't say things like that because if I say I don't want to go to work today and deal with stupid people, that means I don't want to stay in my home and deal with myself and my wife because we're the only people that work here. No, Indiana will probably never. Okay, here's the thing: Indiana could bring itself to legalization, and here's why. The more lawmakers look at this from a financial standpoint rather than an ethical standpoint, the more people will change their mind. At some point in time, somebody in Indiana is going to be looking around going, wow, look at the revenue that Illinois and Michigan are generating as a result of cannabis sales. When politicians begin to realize how much money they're leaving on the table, they tend to think differently. It's just taken folks a minute to get there, a long minute to get there. A very long minute. Hang on. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Breathe. Breathe in the air. I'm very, Gary, very. God damn it. That's not. I want to view it close up. Okay. I want to read you some stuff about the history of this country really quickly. In 1619. Oh, that's wrong. That's the might be the right year. Yeah. Virginia passed a law requiring hemp to be grown on every farm in the colony. Um, refusing to grow hemp in Virginia would get you jailed from 1763 to 1769. Mandatory hemp cultivation laws were passed in Massachusetts in 1631, Connecticut in 1632. By the middle of the 18th century, over 12,000 acres of Virginia soil was being utilized for farming of hemp alone. Hang on here. I want to. Um, recreational marijuana in this country truly began in earnest in the 1910s as and this is where the history of the prohibition of cannabis really kind of dials in here. Recreational marijuana wasn't a thing in earnest in this country until the 1910s when Mexican refugees sought safe harbor in the United States after fleeing the Mexican Revolution. The Mexican refugees brought with them several cultural traditions, including the first true recreational marijuana consumptions. Smokable cannabis was part of many. God damn it. Just fucking, yeah. Size the way I want you to size, motherfucker. There we go. So it began with Mexican refugees. So it began as something that freaked out white Americans because brown people were doing it. Okay. Um, the largest federal drug law of the time, which was known as the Harrison Narcotics Tax Act of 1914, did not include the regulation of marijuana. So that was left up to states and municipalities at the time. The very first city in the United States of America to pass an ordinance against the usage of smokable cannabis was El Paso in 1914. Was viewed as a drug that colored people used, obviously, predominantly in the Mexican minority community. Here, in a book called the Grassroots: The Rise and Fall and Rise of Marijuana in America. The author, Emily Dufton, quotes a 1917 Treasury Department report that noted that its chief concern was the fact that, quote, Mexicans and sometimes Negroes and lower class whites smoked marijuana for pleasure. It was all seen as something that poor people and minorities did, so it needed to be heavily regulated. The first person to get arrested was arrested in Colorado for marijuana. Was arrested in Colorado, um, a Hispanic person, and we've been fighting that ever since the 1910s. 1910s. Over 100 years since the first law was put on the books. Chris, how you doing, man? Is he okay, Clyde? Oh, they're going nuts out there. I've got more bags of peanuts en route. Yep, I got 3 big bags of cat food and 5 bags of peanuts. I guess Eddie ran out too. Alexa, turn off the heat. Alexa, turn off the heat. As always, Chris. As always, living large and in charge. Peanuts are not for the squirrels. Peanuts are for the Blue Jays. The squirrels do manage to get them though. Sorry, guys, about your Alexas going off. Franklin, is Maggie ready for Monday? She's really got no choice, does she? I mean, it is what it is. It's coming. It's happening. It's you ready or not. Here we go. Hold on. Buckle up. Do I like boiled peanuts? I mean, I've had them before. I'm not somebody that like necessarily craves them. You know what I mean? Birds love peanuts. Oh, yes, they do. Blue Jays love peanuts. That's for goddamn sure. Um, if you get them early enough in the morning, the Cardinals will eat them. I've done the peanuts and Coke thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Gene, I appreciate that. Barn swallows are back. Better than barn spits, I guess. I'm here all week, folks. Don't forget to tip your wages. Try the veal. We have a plethora of birds on the property. We have several bird houses out there. We have 3 bird baths and then multiple bird feeders. And what we get as a result of that are a shit ton of different kinds of little birds. We got a bunch, I mean, just a slew of little birds. And then we have 3 different kinds of woodpeckers, blue jays and cardinals. These black birds with a deep, like a dark blue hue on their heads. These black birds that have like an orange and white stripe down the the wings. Mourning doves, and then of course we have squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, possum living underneath the shed, a feral black cat, and a skunk that come underneath the fence on one end of the property and run along the fence line and go underneath the fence on the other line of the property. They kind of use it as a highway system, and it's underneath all of my ornamental trees, so there's a lot. You're protected from any aerial threat. So blue jays can be motherfuckers. Yes, they can be. Yeah, that is a byproduct. Bird shit is a byproduct of feeding the birds. The rabbits and skunks would fight. Everybody seems to get along out there. There's a whole fucking little snow white forest of creatures out there. Like I said, including that big fucking possum that's underneath the shed. If I could be any animal, what would I be? I have no idea. Um, I don't know. You have iguanas and grackles by you in South Florida. So yeah, that's why. It's another reason why I could never live in Florida. You know, the wildlife is funky.
Yeah, it says no. Come on. Come on. Right.
You'd want to be a squirrel, then you could live in the woods away from people. Wood ticks. We get a spray for our mosquitoes and ticks. Vincent, I have no fucking idea what the hell a grackle is. I think a grackle, if I and I'm probably wrong here, but I think it's a tiny little lizard that when you touch them, their tails fall off.
I thought that's a gecko.
It's love bug season now in Florida. Is there such a thing as a love bug, or are you talking about Volkswagens? Oh, grackle is a bird. Way the fuck off. Way the fuck off. Oh, anyway, we get a spray. I don't know if it's every 6 weeks or 12 weeks, or however many weeks, once a month maybe. They come out and they spray for mosquitoes, and it takes care of ticks, fleas. I think I can't remember everything it handles. Lynx is being extraordinarily specific. You know you can't go outside, Frank. The fuck are you doing? I don't want to hear that. Grackles are the Walmart birds. Lost opportunity. $9.39. Let's see if that did anything yet. Oh, it did. Nice. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Now, where are we at with the Dow? Down 341. Nothing but negative territory for today. Awesome. Well, it's about par for the fucking course. It was a Blue Jay. That's why I mentioned it. China. How you doing, Toxic? What are we talking about? Mediterranean flute making. A little bit. No, the stock market is not a good way to gauge the health of the economy, but it is a good way of gauging what the economic community of the globe is thinking at the moment. And a lot of people don't understand how many people in the United States of America have their retirement in the stock market. If they have a 401k, they have all of their money is tied up in the stock market. Thank you, Gene. Every time Trump says he reached a deal with someone, right? So there is, if you do have the ability to trade on the market, there's a website called Unusual Whales. They have a TikTok account. If I don't know if they have a YouTube account, and you can set up an account to trade along with the trading habits of pick your member of Congress. This member of Congress has been right 91% of the time because they have insider knowledge. So if they buy, your account is set up to automatically buy the same shit. If they sell, your account is set up to automatically sell the same shit. You just tell it how much. Gator tastes like chicken. Okay. I mean, toxic, totally understand. Don't necessarily disagree. I'm just throwing it out there that there is a site that offers this particular service. Courtney, don't we all? I mean, actually, I'm going to say that I don't, Courtney, but because it's a necessity, I do. I mean, at the end of the day, and I've said this a million times before, the old wallet. That's all that is dirty paper. That's all that is dirty paper. You got any dirty paper for me?
No. Look at that. Isn't that weird?
What?
How I caught that.
What's going on here? Oh,
See? Isn't that weird?
actually, no, it's not weird because I'm wondering if is there. Well, no, it had to be because of the shape of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. So I wonder how much plastic we got in our food. Eh, we're Gen Xers. A little bit of plastic in the food never hurt anybody. People on the internet say hello, honey. It is kind of essential. Everybody get dressed. Elcro is back. The China trip was a waste. Oh, a complete and utter waste. Did you guys see the part where Trump and the Chinese president Xi, whatever his name is, they were in this special garden area with these really old trees and whatnot, and Trump asks the interpreter to ask Xi how many other dignitaries were brought here? Like, how many other people that are important do you bring here? And G goes, not many. This is a very rare thing because Trump wants to be like, oh, look where he took me. Nobody ever gets to go here. So G tells him it's a very rare event where we bring dignitaries here. It happens so infrequently. However, we already had President Putin here, so basically, not a lot of people get brought here, but Putin beat you. And then I guess the talks went nowhere when it came to Taiwan and help with Iran, and he left with no agreements. Trump is getting rather sleepy as of late. Yes, he is. I heard that Trump tried to rename the Forbidden Palace. Trump always needs to feel like a special boy. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He needs to feel that. Uh, we're gonna start something. I bought 100 of these. They don't all look the same. They're all different. Like there's a cowboy one and fucking chef one and yellow ones and blue ones and tie dye ones. But anyway, I bought 100 of these. We're gonna put a little tag. I think we're gonna do a tag around them. I just found a place that does these tags that might work with a QR code that takes you. I don't know if I'm going to do a QR code to my YouTube page or to my website because I want to drive more people to the YouTube page. But and then we're going to take these with us on places. So we're going to go to New York. We're going to take a few to New York, I think, and leave them in some places. We're going on a cruise. We're going to leave them around a cruise ship. Um, the tags won't be ready in time to go to Orlando, so they're not going to go to Orlando with us. Um, we got to go to Southern Indiana for our granddaughter's 16th birthday, so we might leave a couple down there. Maybe seems like it might be a waste to leave a few of them down there, but no toxic. I have not. That's what we're talking about. So, like, I was thinking maybe a QR sticker for the bottom of here, or a tag around the neck with the QR code. I have a QR code. Conley, good morning. What the hell was that? Oh, I am going to hide tiny ducks somewhere. Stickers are quicker. So, a couple of things. We'd have to find a sticker that like truly stuck. Um, you don't think 1 inch across? I mean, they say it's not, but 1 inch across is small for a QR code. They. I looked at like 9 different websites yesterday, and they say that 0.4 inches is where you start to lose it. Anything over 0.4 inches, and it's perfectly fine for QR codes. Like, okay. I like the sticker idea better. You can get sticker dots that print in your regular printer. Yeah, we could. I just don't know, are those stickers going to be like, I want them to stick to this. They're going to get wet, all kinds of shit. That's the other thing. The tag would get noticed more, perhaps. Like, I don't know how many people are going to find the duck and think to turn it over. Now, they might, I would if I found it, like, what the hell is this? And then they see the QR code. But does the QR code then just seem like it might be a QR code to wherever the duck is purchased? I don't know. I don't know. When we move Lily back into the city, maybe I'll leave some in the city too. Maybe we should just take a ride into the city one day and leave some around. Do you want me to shut the door so you can put on music? Do you want me to shut the door so you can put on music? What you should get is a tappy card. You set it up online with your socials, and when you tap someone's phone with it, they automatically get all of your socials. My car keys. Uh, PO box, house. I don't have a lot of keys, right? Remote start. If I tap that on the back of your phone, it brings up my website. So I have that goes around with me, and then in my wallet here I have these, which is the QR code to take you to this YouTube page. What, Frank? Well, you got to market yourself. Nobody's going to market your page for you, right, Frank? Nobody's going to market us for us, are they? Let's do our morning stretches. Morning stretches. Morning stretches. I saw this technique about stretching your cat out. You put your hands underneath their sort of like their front armpits, and you pick them up and you let them kind of dangle, and you kind of massage underneath the armpits ever so bit, a little bit, as you kind of like let them dangle and stretch out. And it's supposed to help them with like being limber and shit. And like Freddie doesn't like it. I tried it with him. Eddie doesn't like it. I tried it with him, but Frank fucking loves it. Is Frank named after Frank Zappa or Frank Thomas? Neither. He is named after the Grateful Dead song Franklin's Tower. Frank is short for Franklin. His real name is Franklin. Renee's infuser name, please. Levo. 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 It's about the size of I want to say like a coffee pot, with the, not just the pot, but like the whole coffee unit. And there's like a chamber in the top where you put herb. And what I would do is I would get like an ounce of the cheapest herb that you can get, right? So there's a chamber where you put the herb in, and it dries the herb out. And next to that, there's a or in with that there's a chamber where you put your liquid medium. So you melt butter, you put olive oil, whatever the case may be, and it'll over. So it takes a couple hours to do the whole process, dry it out, infuse it, and everything. But once it's infused, then like a coffee pot, there's a place underneath where you put your whatever, your measuring cup, your bowl, whatever it is that you're going to collect in, and then it pours out into there. And then you take the old the now the used weed out and discard it, and you clean out that top section. Does the machine produce an odor? Yes. It will smell like weed is cooking in your house. But Renee, do you think it's so powerful that it lingers, or do we not notice it because I smoke weed?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I know you're listening.
I would say, no, it doesn't linger. And actually, I think it smells less than if it was in a oven.
Yeah, I think it smells less than if you were.
It's gonna kick that smell out.
Yeah, so it does produce a smell. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't, but I don't think it's horrible. Like it's gonna if you're in an apartment building or something like that. She says it's not. It does have a smell, but it doesn't linger, and it's probably worse or less than the smell you would get if you were drying out your weed in the oven, for example. That leaves you out because you live in an apartment complex.
It's an apartment complex over an oven.
Renee says that she thinks you can get away with it in an apartment complex over an oven for sure.
And truthfully, I would do it in my bathroom and turn the exhaust fan on.
Oh yeah, you could do it in the bathroom and turn your exhaust fan on. Listen, I don't even remember how much the Levos go for. Let me show you one. Um,
It was like 250 at that time.
they're probably much more expensive now. But here, this is what one looks like. So they're 329 now, up to four. Wow. Yeah, we got one for two something, but we've had it for a few years. But this is what it is. This is a Levo. It infuses your weed. Oh, look at they got all these fancy colors now. Here's one for large batch herbal oil and butter infusion machine from Levo, 259. Premium herbal oil and butter infuser, $5. The Levo 2 Plus in truffle gray, 329.
So you had said originally that I did my sugar in there, but I didn't. I did Everclear in there
Oh yeah, that's right.
and made a tincture and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
put it in. But it's typically like oils. So coconut oil,
Olive oil.
olive oil. You can do alcohol.
Would there be a reason to do grapeseed oil?
I mean, it's just maybe that you don't want to have like a seed oil or something. I mean, it's got a high smoke point, so you'd be good with that.
So what we do when we're going to infuse, if we're going to infuse, is I buy the cheapest ounce I can get, um, and infuse that. Obviously, the better you get, the more potent your shit's going to be. I need to try putting a little something in. You know what? I need a banana. Yeah. They have a fucking gummy mixer machine. A little bit of everything. Levo, I think is the not. I think Levo's the one that leads the pack in the infusion home infusion machines. There are a few different companies that make them, but Levo's definitely the top of the line there. Better vampire movie, The Lost Boys or Near Dark? Well, I rather enjoyed The Lost Boys, and I've never seen Near Dark, so I'm gonna go with The Lost Boys. Totally understand, Laura. Do I have any Day of the Dead skulls? No. Morning Renee, Vincent says. Who the hell's coming in here saying Trump, Trump, Trump? Is Trump bad? Yeah, and we're not talking about him right now. Oh, these fucking clowns. Never watch a man eat a banana. Lost Boys for sure. You want a piece? Here you go. Why has bowling become so expensive? I don't think it's very expensive at all. I mean, it's I think it's extraordinarily affordable compared to other sports that, for example, our son could choose to play. More affordable than if he was playing baseball. Stoyspan wants to be Trump's prostate tickler. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. THCA. What is THCA, if you don't mind me asking? Hey, don't fuck with my shoes. Yes, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds passed away. The recycled fascists, parentheses MAGA, in my part of Oregon are being real quiet lately. It's getting harder and harder to defend that shit. That's why. I've never seen Interview with the Vampire. I've never seen it. That's the one with Tom Cruise, right? Doesn't have hallucinogenic properties. What did Laura say? Fucking idiots. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Now that was a good vampire movie. I thought that was going to be dumb as shit, and it turned out to be way better than I had anticipated. 26. Wow, that's actually impressive. Now, did Bluesky stay connected? You fucking piece of shit. Nope. Give me a minute. I got to reconnect Bluesky again. You got, oh yeah, the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Yeah, it. I was really surprised with how well that movie was made. I do want a really good movie to watch while you're stoned. Check out if you want to check out Rat Race. Okay, I will look at that and see what that's all about. Here are a couple for you. A comedy, Four Rooms. Um and a serious movie, Into the Wild. What's my favorite hot dog? Like brand of hot dog? Whatever. Renee's would probably be maybe Hebrew national. Mine's probably just a fucking whatever that joint is in the city that makes them. I've never seen Breaking Bad, so um, no, I don't like Gene and Jude's.
Yeah.
Vienna, yeah. Portillo's, yeah, I mean Portillo's it makes a decent dog, you know. It's a mad, 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 mad world is absolutely hilarious. It is star packed. It is one of the crazier movies from that era in time. That's just absolutely fantastic to go back and watch. Johnsonville sucks. Are you talking about hot dogs? Because they make a decent sausage. When Jimmy Durante kicks the bucket, that fucking movie is hilarious. Do you watch Docus or read books about current events? And if so, no, not really. Go lay down, buddy. Go get your bed and lay down. Where do I fall on religion? I am an atheist. I guess I'm what you would call an agnostic atheist in that I don't believe that there's a God, but I can't prove it. So I have to say that I'm agnostic, but I'm an atheist. Hollywood Nights was Oh, I was going to say, what the fuck is Docus? Hollywood Nights was an incredible movie. Another movie that had a lot of stars to be at one point in time. Tony Danza, Michelle Pfeiffer, the woman that plays Fran Drescher, just a ton of people in that movie. I have a few Christopher Hitchens books back here. That's a good one, Crumb. What did Crumb say? Let me go back. The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. I've heard of that movie. I've never seen it. Freedom of religion and freedom from religion. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. You worship what you want to worship. I worship what I want to worship. People worship nothing if they want to worship nothing. And what you worship doesn't harm me. What I worship doesn't harm you. That's the way it's supposed to be, right there. My wife's a believer. All of our kids are baptized. Uh, you know what I mean? You just don't get to put your shit into our laws. That's how that works. I am not your uncle. I am your skunkle. That would be like a regular uncle, but smells like skunk. Midnight Run with Grodin and De Niro is fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Just woke up, got coffee, and hopped onto the religious conversation. Well, I mean, you know, it's all about timing. How would culture act if we all thought that this life were a VR learning game and we didn't get any further penalty? I have no idea. Husband Catholic, I'm atheist. I argue we shouldn't introduce kids to religion. Our kids got baptized, and then we let them pick if they wanted to go to like whatever. It's not Sunday school, but it's Sunday school. You know what I'm talking about. Maggie chose to do that. Lily didn't. Tommy could give a fuck.
It is Sunday school for us.
Elcro, I don't know. It does to some people. For some people, religion helps them be a better person. And if that's the case, then awesome. If somebody believes in something and lives by a certain religious code or doctrine, and it helps them be a better coworker, better neighbor, better father, better mother, better whatever, awesome. Like I said, just don't put it into the laws so that everybody else has to do what you do. Do I ever get weirdos showing up at my house? No. Yeah, with the kids, we decided to let them decide, and they did their thing. And Maggie decided to go to those classes, and she'll Maggie will be 25 tomorrow. And I don't think they don't go to church on a regular basis or anything like that. She's going to baptize her kid, but I think she believes, but I don't know that it's something where she. I don't think that she needs the organization to have the belief. Is what I'm going to say. I received your book from Amazon, haven't started it. Thoughts? Well, thank you very much for buying it. I've written two books. Yes, for the person that asked. I have written two books. These are them here. The first book is the memoir of the first 45 years of my life, and it's called A Grateful Life, the life story of a husband, father, and taco loving deadhead. Okay. And then the second book is called Dearest Renee, Letters from the Coronavirus War of 2020. And it's a series of quote unquote letters I wrote to my wife in the form of Facebook posts, formatted like a letter during quarantine when she was working outside of the home as an essential worker. I was already retired and at home with the kids who were finishing up their school season via remote learning for the first time ever. Gene, likewise. Oh, those are available. Those books are available in paperback and ebook formats. Obviously, I get more money if you buy them in paperback. And no, they're not published. They're self-published. So I wrote them. I published them. We edited them. So there are still a couple of mistakes in there, and that's kind of what it is at this point in time. Uh, they're also direct ship. So no, I don't touch the book in any way, shape, or time, any point in time. Like it doesn't go through my hands. You order a paperback copy, they print that copy and ship it directly to you and give me my portion of the cut. So that's how that works. But yeah, so the first book, A Grateful Life, um, I wanted it to be 13 chapters because I was born on the 13th. And those chapters are the first chapter was the circumstances surrounding how I came to be, my birth. There's a chapter on my mom's family, a chapter on my father's family, a chapter on my parents, a chapter about the physical child abuse I suffered when I was a kid, um, a chapter on breaking away from the shit that was going on up here to go start a new beginning in Southern Indiana. Then there's a chapter on me dropping out of high school and following the Grateful Dead for a few years. I lived in a tent from the spring of 92 to August of 95. A chapter on falling ass backwards into my what would eventually be 26-year career as a landscaper. Um, Meeting my wife, having our kids, taking care of my father in the last 4 years of his life, most of which Renee did. Me no longer working for other people and branching out on my own, and then retiring early at the age of 45. That's all in there. And then, like I said, this book is a series of letters I wrote to Renee, and I try to um the letters are supposed to be like I don't know if you guys have ever seen like memes of like something that might be written in a letter from a soldier, like in the Civil War, back home to his wife, right in Boston or something. Dearest Prudence, all may be lost if morale does not improve soon. So I tried to do like that. Um, so let me give you an example here. I'm trying to find one that's not too long. But I fear they kept getting longer and longer. Trying to find one that's relatively fucking. Dearest Renee, yesterday made it painfully clear that performing recon maneuvers in the snow is an exhausting exercise. As the soldiers assigned to that duty, I talked about the kids as if they were soldiers and the animals as if they were livestock, and the house was a fort on the front lines. As the soldiers assigned to that duty that day, the day before, didn't get out of his bunk until 10 a.m. He has finally awoke. He dragged his seemingly lifeless body through the camp in a haze. I could tell you I could tell from the onset that his camp duties would go unfulfilled, and sure enough, he was about as useful as a knitted condom. His groggy demeanor did change slightly when he learned that I had procured donuts during my morning supply run earlier in the day. The moment his brain registered the fact that donuts were present in the camp, he tore into those delectable breakfast pastries like a hobo on a bologna sandwich. Anyway, that kind of shit. Those are my 2 books. I also have a merch store. For those of you that don't know, I've got, I don't know, a couple of dozen different t-shirt designs and hoodie designs. Uh my best-selling t-shirt is like in rainbow colors and it says "Have the day you voted for." I have one that says FDT but in the NPR logo. I've got taco t-shirts and atheist t-shirts, a lot of weed t-shirts. I do holiday shirts at the holidays, so forth and so on. Dude, that sounds mental as hell, not trying to sound disrespectful, but do you have a variant that is in ye old English like Knights? Because that would be amazing. I don't. Dude, I was just having fun with Facebook posts, you know what I mean? And when it was all said and done, I was like, somebody said you should probably collect those and do another book. Does pressing these emojis to the right help your channel at all? Yeah, so if you hit that heart on the right, it helps boost the channel. Or if you just tap on like the center of your screen, every tap gives me another like. There should be a like counter somewhere. And the more likes you get, it pushes your live into the For You page. Because yes, YouTube does have a For You page, just like other channels have For You pages. God gonna deal with you? Are we really starting with this bullshit again? You fucking imbeciles are coming out of the woodwork already. Man, it is 10:18 in the morning. Fuck you and your God. Here's an idea. How about we start this for the remainder of 2026? If you believe in God, awesome. That's fantastic. If you want me to believe in your God, tell your fucking God to tell me. Okay? Tell your God to let your fucking God speak for itself. Because let me tell you something. If you're the chosen messenger, we're going to be running the other way. Not to mention that if there is an afterlife and it means spending an eternity with the likes of the people that come in here and leave those comments on behalf of that religious nutbag and his fucking fake religious cult over there, yeah, I'll spend an eternity somewhere the fuck else. Thank you very much. That reminds me, I do have a t-shirt on my page that says "Get fucked, stay fucked." Just saying.
I actually have it in my closet if you want me to show you.
Just started a regiment of reading Hitchens and listening to others like Darwin. I actually believe in reincarnation and that there is no hell. Fair enough. Bottom line to your faith is do no harm. Well, there you go. Not trying to sound punk, but if the afterlife is real and God is too, I swear I'll tie up with him. Tie up with him. I found it great to invite the Door Crusaders back in work clothes to help them in the yard. You're an Irish leprechaun. Okay. Sort of MF. Look into the teachings of Ramana Maharishi for true guidance. Are you planning to see Union Pacific 4014 at West Chicago Station 3, June 2026? What the fuck are you talking about? What? You started painting you have a 121-year-old home. Did you hear about people not getting their Trump phones? And then, yes, I did. They like said that they're not. A whole bunch of people got a notification that they weren't getting one, but then yesterday, an announcement was made that Trump phones were shipping. Exactly what I believe too. What is your current favorite band with a dead vibe? Well, I don't know what that would be. Have you ever heard of the YouTube creator called Professional Douche? No, no, I haven't. Mom Donnie should be basis going forward for Democrat. AOC seems like. Listen, let's let Mom Donnie work. He's doing a lot of good things, right? Okay. But let's. This guy has been in office how long? I don't think he should be the baseline for anything just yet. I mean, and let's be. I just did a video. It's going to be airing today on this channel. He did not balance the budget. We need to stop saying that. He has taken more steps towards balancing the budget of New York City than anybody before him. And New York City is in way better shape as a result of it. But it is not a balanced budget. That budget only is balanced this year. And it's balanced because of a couple of things. They made a lot of good cuts and they increased taxes on rich people in certain areas. However, 4 billion of the $12 billion gap was covered by the state of New York. That's not going to be there every year. So there's still a hole there. And part of this is that they're delaying pension payments, but that doesn't mean that the people who are currently getting a New York City pension are not going to get their check. What they're delaying is New York's portion of the payments into the pension fund. So they're creating a backlog of money that the city of New York owes to the pension fund, and they're delaying it all the way until somewhere in the 2030s. Well, that's going to create one hell of a bill come due in the 2030s. So it's balanced this year on paper, but there's no long-term plan on how to keep it balanced. Well, who are you talking to, Laura? What you put out into the universe comes back tenfold. I decided to put out in the universe love besides people. Right on. Thoughts on Chud the Builder? Uh, Chud the Builder, I think, is finally going to get some justice after shooting that gentleman in front of the courthouse in Tennessee. They've got him with attempted murder charges. They had to life flight that guy out of there. They don't even know if he's going to make it. I think Chud the Builder is going to go inside for a minute. Yeah, tax the rich, avoid corporate influence. I agree with all of that. I'm just saying, from the standpoint of like a lot of people on my side of the political aisle that create content are on the internet saying that he balanced the budget, and that's just simply not true. He kicked the can down. The Texas Supreme Court rejects the governor's effort to remove. Fuck, come on now. Oh well. Curious what will happen if the no property taxes gets voted here in Florida. I would like to see how all of the various municipalities in the state of Florida are going to fund. Listen, I don't know what their property taxes go towards. I know what our property taxes go towards. Our property taxes pay for our schools, pays for our park district, our police, our fire, well, our village. So that covers police. It goes to our fire district. It goes to our public library, a public, a community college here. It goes to our township, the care of the roads, obviously. So a lot of services. So if it's the same thing in Florida, I'd like to know where the funds are going to come from to fund all of that. If it's not the same, then what is or what are, I guess, is the correct way of saying it, the property taxes in Florida going towards? Yeah, saying tax the rich is definitely not a slur. It's just something that should be a reality. We have been lowering the marginal tax rate on the upper earners since the Reagan years. It's been coming down and down and down and down and down. And well, since the Nixon years, actually. Um, and we are down to a point where we have hoarding of money in this country and not enough to provide the services that are needed for the people who generate the tax revenue. I know what they say taxes go to here, but I don't actually know because shit is still shit here. I understand what you're saying. They say that it's going to like to fix a road, but the road is still shit, right? Our governor, you talking about Pritzker? Yeah, but I don't believe in taxing the top 100% either. There's got to be, you know, there's a graduated tax system that should be put in place, like Iowa used to have. Iowa used his son received 100 out of 100 on his language arts. Right on. Pritzker, I think he's doing a good job, and I think he's going to be a contender in 28. I think he's definitely going to win this reelection. Um, he's working hard to try and balance our budget. He's kicking some stuff down the road as well, though. It is graduated just too few tiers down. Yeah, but it's graduated in the opposite direction. The people at the bottom pay as a percentage of their income more than the people at the top, and that's actually a reverse uh, graduated system. They say New Mexico has a lot of free services, but try getting them offered but not provided. Yeah, I don't know what it's like. The to live in New Mexico like that. I know New Mexico has a shit ton of government facilities, so therefore absolutely eats up government funds. Yes, percentage of their income. Yeah, Bailey lost this state. Darren Bailey lost this state in the last election by I think 12 points. Um, I don't see any reason why he's not going to lose by more than that this time around. No, I don't know Monty Mater. Um, I know that there are a handful of people that do what the fuck is it called? Deconstruction content, where they've left whatever religious upbringing that they had, whatever religious sect that they had, and now they're doing what's called deconstructing. You're just kind of sick of government in general. Well, the government is essential. You don't want chaos, and we want, clean air and clean water and safe workplaces and inspected meat facilities and all of that good shit. And we want military protection. We want to be able to pick up the phone and call the fire department if we need to. We want to be able to walk into a public library if we need to. We want to be able to send our kids to a good school. Why the fuck are there reservations in a free country? Yeah, because we fucked shit up back in the day. Yeah, those were grades coming in for Tommy. Um, as teachers update grades, the app will notify me, and I'll get like the basic gist of it from the little banner, what the score was out of 100, or it's like 7 out of 10 or whatever, and what class it's in. The 1% own a lot. That's for damn sure. JB Pritzker holds a lot of extraordinarily progressive viewpoints. If you listen to JB Pritzker talk about policy, you're going to hear somebody that's probably more in line with the Bernie Sanders type of Democrat than they would be like even Obama or Gavin Newsom. So that's going to help him with the progressives in 28. His money, the fact that he literally is a billionaire, his money is going to help him flood advertisement everywhere. His connection to other millionaire and billionaires are going to help bring in donations at an insane clip if he decides to run. And then if he does decide to run, if JB Pritzker decides to run in 2028, Illinois will be put squarely in the crosshairs of the Trump administration. State of Tennessee gives less than 100,000 to their reservation in their state. Yeah, I don't know how all of that funding breaks down in any state. It's not something that I've done any kind of a deep dive into. Oh, you reconciled the reservation accounts? Side note, if I could please, when you read what Celine wrote there, where it says, you see, it's got $100K. How do you read that? When you read that, when I read that, I read, you heard me say it, 100,000. Do you say 100,000 or 100K? Wow, getting a lot of love over on Snapchat right now. thousand, K, thousand, go back and forth. See, I automatically say 100,000. It never comes into my mind to say K until today's day and age where, if you're 25 or under, you use the word K more often. Like more people under the age of 25 would see that and call it 100K. How much you make a year? How much you want to make a year? 100K. I would say 100,000. What's your salary? Oh, it's over 100K. Oh, it's over 100,000. Gotcha. Oh, I understand, Alcro. Growing up the way I grew up and the time I grew up, nobody said K. It was always thousand. So it's weird to me to hear everybody say K these days. You got to go brave the streets of Albuquerque. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Take it easy. Should have made that left turn at Albuquerque. I understand it's easier to say K because it's just K, not thousand. But I mean, if it's based on ease, that's a very slim margin of ease there. Dow down 436. Awesome. Awesome. Man, we are just rolling. You made 105,000 last year and paid 26,000 in taxes. What? What?
The amount of taxes. I'm not laughing at that. When you make a lot of money, you pay a lot of taxes.
Mhm. You're also talking about a race of beings that have automated essentially every part of our lives. Humans be lazy. We've always been looking for a faster, easier, better way of doing something. And we're creating faster, better, smarter somethings that are putting humans out of work. Native Americans literally receive nothing, nearly nothing. I I can imagine. Celine, send me some information, please. Frank, what are you doing, man? I need to get something to eat though. I got to put something in me. So I'm going to let you guys go because I got to put a little something in me and then I got to call my kid doctor about this fucking $8 bill I got. And then I need to do some more shorts. So you guys take it easy.